The entire declaration is filled with old data, with mistakes, with typos, and it makes one question the validity of anything that's in here. I mean, if we're going to plagiarize a document, I understand you don't want to reinvent the wheel. That's okay. You know, why reinvent the wheel when the wheel's already there? But you can't submit a document and expect the council to approve a document that is not correct, and it's filled with misconceptions and false information and old information, and when asked questions about it, it's a typo. We don't do typos anymore. You know, that was in the 1960s. And then we don't use whiteout, you know. That's another thing that went along with a typo. So a lot of this stuff, I'm to the point where I don't accept this declaration, you know. And is there a legal obligation for us to do it? And if we do, what's our liability if it's ever challenged?
In response to the first question, ultimately each of the council members can make their own assessment. And I believe you've stated that, Councilor Peterson. You can make your own assessment based on the record, and what a court would look at is if there's substantial evidence based on the record for that finding. And if your review and analysis of this is the document is inadequate, that is certainly a decision that you can make in this matter if that is your decision.
Well, then I think one would have to ask themselves, was this specific document designed for this specific project? And I think that if a council member can say that I believe this document was prepared specifically for this project, then I guess the answer would be okay. But it's obvious that this document was not prepared for this specific document. I still want to go back to the 10,000 square foot lots. And I'm going to make a comment, is that I see absolutely no purpose to reduce the size of the lot. Where my colleague said, well, but if we could reduce the size of the lot, we could trade that with another high density lot, you know? So there's one outside of Sun Lake, so maybe my colleague would want to trade the one that's in Sun Lakes for this one and get that one away from there. It really was an absurd statement. And why would we reduce the size from a 10,000 square foot lot to a 7,000 square foot lot and then try to swap it out with some other high density property? It makes no sense. And I don't understand if Mr. Petassi would have came into this count, actually he wouldn't even be here. If he would have just taken his project and gone out there and say, you know what, I bought this property, it's zoned for 10,000 square foot lots, I'm going to build my project and go on my merry way. But instead, he wants to change it from 10,000 to 7,000. That's why we're here. We wouldn't be here if he didn't want to take off the overlay and decrease the size of the lot. For me, I see no purpose. I listen to the people. I listen to a longtime resident like Don Smith. I listen to the realtors that say, you know what, we need larger lots. We need larger homes. We've got plenty of the other. We've got small lots all over town. And somewhere along the line, all of us need to say, we want to make Banning a better place. I hear everybody on the council, I want to make Banning a better place. You're not going to make Banning a better place by keeping the status quo. We're not some hub out here in the desert where the county can throw all their junk and their government offices at us, and we got to have it crammed to us in our downtown area. And nor do we have to accept these high density, low cost housings in our neighborhoods. I just think enough's enough.